What if there was a way to pray that brought you peace, healing, and a deeper connection with the Creator? Most of us have prayed at some point in our lives, but have you ever asked yourself, am I really praying the right way? Jesus taught a different kind of prayer, a powerful, peace-filled approach that could transform not only how we pray, but how we live. The way he prayed, and the way he taught us to pray, reveals a path to lasting peace, healing, and freedom. If you've ever longed for relief from stress, anxiety, broken relationships, or overwhelming struggles, what Jesus shared about prayer could change everything for you. Too often, we rush into prayer with a list of needs and desires, but Jesus begins his teaching on prayer in Matthew 6-9 with this: Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Before anything else, Jesus teaches us to worship. Hallowed means sacred, set apart, worthy of reverence. This opening line isn't just a greeting, it's a moment of recognition. It sets the tone for everything that follows. When we begin our prayers by focusing on who God is, holy, powerful, loving, we shift our perspective. It's like Moses at the burning bush in Exodus 3:5, where God said, "Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground." Start your prayer by saying something like, God, you are holy. You are my creator and my provider. I worship you for who you are. This opens your heart to connect with him more deeply. Another common mistake in prayer is treating it like a list of demands. But Jesus continues in Matthew 6:10, Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Prayer isn't about convincing God to do what we want. It's about aligning ourselves with his will. Even Jesus, in his most painful moment in the Garden of Gethsemane, Matthew 26:39, prayed, Not my will, but yours be done. Try praying, Lord, I trust you. Even if things don't go the way I want, I know your will is best. Help me surrender my plans to you. When you align with God's heart, you create space for him to move in ways you never imagined. In Matthew 6:11, Jesus tells us to pray, Give us this day our daily bread. He doesn't tell us to ask for next week's provision, just today's. This reminds us to trust God one day at a time. It echoes the story in Exodus 16, when God provided manna daily to the Israelites in the wilderness. Trying to gather more than needed only led to spoilage. It was a lesson in trust. When you pray, focus on today. Say, Lord, help me trust you for what I need right now. I give you my worries about tomorrow. Daily dependence builds deep trust and a deeper relationship with God. Jesus teaches in Matthew 6:12, Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And he doesn't stop there. In verses 14-15, he warns that if we don't forgive others, our own forgiveness is blocked. Forgiveness is not just something we receive, but something we give. The parable of the unforgiving servant in Matthew 18:23-35 illustrates this powerfully. A man forgiven, a massive debt, refuses to forgive someone who owes him far less. The master calls him wicked and revokes his forgiveness. When you pray, say, Lord, help me forgive. I release this person to you. Heal my heart and fill me with your grace. Forgiveness is hard, but it's the key to peace and freedom. In Matthew 6:13, Jesus prays, Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. This reminds us that we're not meant to fight life's battles alone. Whether the temptation is discouragement, anger, or sin, we need God's strength, like Joseph in Genesis 39, who fled from temptation rather than try to manage it alone. We must rely on God to guide and protect us. Pray, Lord, I'm not strong enough on my own. Lead me away from anything that might harm me and keep me close to you. God is your shield and deliverer. Trust him to lead you. In Matthew 6:6, Jesus says, When you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Prayer is not a performance. It's not meant for show or social approval. Think of Daniel in Daniel 6:10. He prayed privately, faithfully, and intimately. Jesus wants your prayers to be personal, raw, and real. Find a quiet space and pray, Lord, I'm here. I want to spend this time with you. Speak to my heart. True prayer happens in the quiet moments, where intimacy with God grows. Jesus warns in Matthew 6:7, When you pray, do not use vain repetitions, for they think they will be heard for their many words. God doesn't need polished speeches, he wants honesty. Think of Hannah in 1 Samuel 1:10-13. Her heartfelt, wordless prayer brought a miracle. God saw her sincerity. When words fail you, try praying. Lord, I don't even know what to say right now. Please help me. He sees your heart. Speak to him like you would to a trusted friend. Finally, Jesus encourages in Matthew 21:22. Whatever you ask in prayer, believing, you will receive. Faith is the foundation of powerful prayer. Without it, our words feel hollow. But with faith, even small prayers can move mountains. Remember the woman in Matthew 9:20-22 who believed, "If I just touch his garment, I will be healed." Her faith made her whole. When you pray, say, "Lord, I believe you hear me. I trust you're working, even when I can't see it." Faith bridges the gap between your prayer and God's power. Prayer is not about saying the right words or checking a spiritual box. It's about relationship, about connecting with a holy, loving God who sees you, hears you, and longs to walk with you. Whether you're hurting, hopeful, or just hungry for more, the way Jesus taught us to pray holds the key. Start with worship. Align with his will. Trust him daily. Forgive. Ask for strength. Be honest. Pray in faith. Because yes, one prayer can change your life forever.